do we deserve this? What did we do to this?
You take my water, burn my olive trees, destroy my house, steal my land, take away my job, imprison my father, kill my mother. You humiliate us all, starve us all, bomb my country, and yet I am the one to blame. Listen, I shot a rocket back. So recently in Sheikh Jarah, where 500 Palestinian families
You are stealing my
because
house.
and these are the families. Let's go back to Nakaba when the city of Jaffa was demolished by the paramilitary forces of Israel. Then with the cooperation of Jordan bought this land in Sheikh Jarah. And then with the cooperation of United Nations Relief and Work Agency, UNWRA, a settlement was made where refugees were allowed to live. And now a court case was filed by one of the Jewish organization called Sharman, and they actually won, and their claim was that before 1948 this area was being occupied by the local Jewish. No alternatives houses were given in city of Jaffa because Jaffa is no more on the land. No alternate houses were given in the village of Dir Yassin because that is no more on the land. As I have mentioned, this was the first time in history when the houses were demolished so that the people cannot reclaim it back. This is not the first time a court was used by the state for the Jewish settlement. Last year in November, in area called Silvan, there was another organization named Kohanim claimed a similar claim and they also won. So now you know why I call it people without a land made the land without its own people. 700,000 refugees still living in the Palestinian refugee camps on Jordan-Israel border. Their third generation are being born and raised in those camps. No one talks about it. You want to talk about the African American rights and the enslaving of the African Americans in the segregation period? Then compare and tell your generations also about this ethnocratic attitude of Israel that's happening right now. Why I call it ethnocratic? There are 4 classes living in the country of Israel. Israeli citizens who are Jews, they are citizens. Palestinian Arabs who were in East Jerusalem, they are permanent residents. They are not the citizens. The third, the Palestinians living in the West Strip, they are the ones who have been separated from the rest of the country by a fence. And the fourth, the Palestinian refugees whose land does not exist on the map of the world. That's what I call an ethnocratic state. You want to talk about how the demographics have changed? Look at the population ratio then and the population ratio now. You want to know the new ways of humiliation and disgracing their own people? Look at how the IDF forces make the young Palestinian boys walk nude in the streets. And it's not happening only at the state level, it's happening at the level of the local settlements where some Jews sometimes, if they are angry, they put their car right into the pedestrian and hit them. And in the end, the media report them as an innocent victim. If you want to know how a movement that starts 200 years ago finally gains its objective using all the state machinery and the media, look at the Ben-Gurion statement in 1947. In 1947, when the resolution 181 was accepted and Israel was created, this is what Ben-Gurion said. The Jewish state now being offered to us is not the Zionist objective, but it can serve as a decisive stage along the path to greater Zionist implementation. It will consolidate in Palestine within the shortest possible time, the real Jewish force which will lead us to our historical goal. Shortest possible time means last 75 years. So this is how the people without a land made a land without his own people. Probably these local people never existed for them. This is not me saying this. This is what Golda Meir, the Prime Minister of Israel in 1969, she said that. What she said? It was not as though there was a Palestinian people in Palestine considering itself as a Palestinian people, and then we came and threw them out and took their country away from them. It's not like that. Actually, they did not exist. So this is what happens when the religion occupies the head and the minds instead of the souls and the hearts, and then humanity does not exist. Today, Gaza is bleeding. The West Bank is shrinking. Sheikh Jarah is burning. Aqsa is burning. Today, there is no discrimination between what we call a war crime versus we call self-defense. From a 10-year-old girl to a 90-year-old elderly woman, everyone is being shot with the missiles, with the jets. The media is silent. Al Jazeera building has been demolished to dust. Where are the people? Where are the humans? Human Rights Organization. Where is UNO? Where is Security Council? Where is OIC? Or they are still saying OIC? Where is Arab League? Where is everyone? Where is Black Lives Matter? Here human life is mattering. Are these kids not humans? Are these people not human enough to have some religious freedom? Basic human rights? Are these kids not innocent? Why? Why we are silent? Why the media is silent? Why the world is silent? Why we are so biased? Why we cannot just discourage this oppression, this mass killing? Why the story always starts from the middle? Why the reaction to stones are missiles, jets, demolishment? I ask, why? Please try to answer.